What's going on, people? Welcome back to Curtis Shaw TV. Back with the final show of the January 2023 transfer window, or as Arsenal call it, Tuesday. I thought that picture was the ideal picture to start this stream with. I don't know who I'm actually angrier with in that picture. Arteta for signing off the deal, Edu for negotiating the deal, or Jorginho for actually signing for us. I mean, the game is the game. What can I do? I can sit here until I'm, blue in the face and complain. It ain't going to change, I was supposed to be suited and booted, shirt and tie. The suit's ready, people. I cannot lie. The suit was ready. The tie was going to go on. But what's the point, really? I'm just wearing a North Face t-shirt. There's no point. I ain't wearing a tie for a kangaroo. I'm not wearing a tie for a kangaroo penalty taker. It is what it is, people. But we're out here. Listen, life is good. We're here, we're alive, we're blessed, and we're top of the Premier League. That's all I've got to offer you, people. I can't lie. It is plenty, of course. But in terms of signings, it is what it is. I've spent most of my day arguing with Arsenal fans, which, that won't surprise you. I'm convinced, that Arsenal fans, we don't like each other. Anyone else ever think that? I don't know what other fan bases are like. Man United, Chelsea, Liverpool, Man City, whoever, Tottenham, within your own fan base. Do you guys like each other? Because sometimes I think Arsenal fans don't like each other. I don't know. Let me know, people. Maybe I'm totally wrong. Big up Broads in the chat, fresh trim. Yeah, man, we have to freshen up, I thought Big Tings was going off tonight, so I had to get the fresh trim, but it turns out we've signed a kangaroo from West London. Shameless settings, he was third in the Ballon d'Or in 2021 and he was robbed. Always rated him. 12 mil is a steal. For real though, if he brings his best, maybe okay. I mean, that's all we got, That's all we can run with. Big up to you, Cameron, Lowry. I appreciate it. Listen, you're right. Izal's now supported. Listen, once he puts that shirt on and plays a game, I'll support him. I will support him. But at this moment in time, he hasn't played a game. We've only signed him today. And I can't lie, I'm still a little bit... I don't know. I'm still a little bit frazzled from what's happened today. I can't lie, people. I'm still a little bit like, rah. These lot made me fall for it again. I fell for it. I actually fell for this again, people. We're gonna go big in January. We're gonna show everyone how ambitious we are. We're gonna make a trademark signing to let the world know we're serious about winning the Premier League. You know me, people. I'm shameless. I am shameless on this channel. But Jorginho, I'm struggling. I really am. And you know what? I'm not going to fight my feelings. I know what I feel about this signing. We've gone in the Chelsea recycling bin and tried to recycle some rubbish. Listen, is he a terrible footballer? Of course not. He's been in Ballon d'Or conversations. He's won the Euros. He's won the Champions League. Yeah, man, he's had a good career. He's had a good career. There is a reason that Chelsea are not extending his contract. They're not foolish. They're not going to allow this man to leave on a free if they feel he's still at it. They've offered Kante a new contract, right? They're prepared to keep old players. They've offered Thiago Silva a new contract. They don't mind keeping old players. This guy, they're willing to let him go. It is what it is. It is what it is. One thing I'll say with Arsenal fans, and I'm going to say this, there's nothing wrong at times with disagreeing with your football club. There's nothing wrong with that. You won't get in trouble for disagreeing with your football club. You're not any less of a fan for disagreeing with your football club. Ultimately, support means you want the best. I'm a parent. A lot of you are probably parents. Sometimes you have to tell your child, nah, you're wrong. But they learn from that. Same with your football club. Oh, if Arteta wants him, then I want him. Why? Can't you think for yourself? Arteta can want him and you cannot want him, and that's still fine. They will sign players that you'll be happy with, and that's fine. That's the beauty of football. There's nothing wrong with that. But some people act like if you disagree with something the club does, you're wrong. No, it's totally wrong. Oh, you're not a fan, you should go and support them lot. Like, come on, man. Come on. We have got things wrong at times. I've got things wrong. I wasn't happy when we signed Aaron Ramsdale. He's turned out to be a very good player for us. It's cool. Hold my hands up, I got it wrong. We move. But some fans are, if Arteta wants him, then I'm totally in agreement. Come on, man. This is football, man. We're not sheep. Pick and choose when you feel it's right and when you feel it isn't. Janin said, question for you, Curtis. Would you rather have Lokonga on the bench or Jorginho? Jorginho. Unfortunately, Brighton doesn't want to sell Caicedo in January. That's just the way it is. Enzo can fail too. Let me approach this question the right way. Right? Because he's better than Lokonga doesn't mean he's good enough for Arsenal. This is my opinion. This isn't a fact, right? So I can hold my hands up as well, right? We're trying to overcome Manchester City. They're a machine. They've got a monster up front who won't stop scoring. Didn't score against us. The benchmark should not be, is he better than Sambi Lokonga? The benchmark should be, is he getting us over the finish line to win the title? Can he help us? Can you trust him for 10 or 15 games if Thomas Partey is unavailable? Are you happy? If I'd have offered him to you, would you have wanted him? I think a lot of the fan base would have said no. So the benchmark for me should not be, is he better than Sambi Lokonga? Because Sambi Lokonga isn't good enough. So being better than him is the absolute minimum. My question is this. I think we could have signed these players if we were 6th in the league. Trying to get top 4, right? So when you're top of the league and players want to come to you and you've got money to spend, I think you should be flexing and showing, listen, we're serious. We're a different animal now. We can shop in Harrods. We ain't got to shop in Lidl. And I still think we're shopping in Lidl. Do you know what? I've calmed down a little bit. I'm going to be totally honest. I've calmed down. Not because I'm happy. Not because I want Jorginho. Because what can I do about it? What's the point of me wasting my energy? They're going to do what they're going to... He's signed. He's holding up the shirt. Pen to paper contract. Done deal. So listen, it is what it is. But it's healthy debate, people. That's what I want people to understand. That's what I want this channel to be about. I don't expect everybody in the comments to agree with me. I want some of you to say, yo, no, you know what? I see it like this. I've had messages today off people saying smart business, short term, experience, won trophies. These are all facts. And I'm not telling people they're wrong for saying that. I'm just giving you my opinion. To me, if Chelsea are trying to sign Enzo Fernandez, one of the best young players in the world, while they're 10th, and we're signing a player from the team in 10th who are allowing this player to run his contract down, how can he be good enough for us if he's not good enough for them? That would be my question. So listen, healthy debate. I want people to jump in the comments. Give me your opinions. You don't all have to agree. It's healthy debate. That's the whole point of this channel. You know, so feel free. Bruno Gomes has just been sent off. He's walking off the pitch in tears as he will miss the Carabao Cup final. That has probably given Manchester United an even bigger chance of winning this trophy now. You know. Yeah, it's madness still. And as you were saying there, somebody just said, apologies. I forgot what you actually fully said there. Janine said Enzo can fail too. But listen, bro, the reality of the situation is this. There are expensive players that fail. But a lot of the time, if you look at the 2 most successful teams in English football over the past few years, it's been Liverpool and it's been Manchester City. I would say Man City's best players are De Bruyne and Haaland, right? They both cost 50, 60 million. Liverpool's best players probably been Salah, Van Dijk, Alisson, Sadio Mane when he was there. They all cost decent money. 35 for Salah was cheap. Mane was about 35. Van Dijk cost 75. And so a lot of these expensive players, you're paying for the premium, aren't you? A lot of the best players are expensive players. Would you rather we were signing Enzo or Jorginho? I know who I'd rather we were signing. Brian said, Big C unit, Brooklyn alive and loving where we are in the table. Use great kicks are my backups. Georgie will work for us. Partey goes down. We are done anyway. Big up to Brian, man. Brooklyn in the building. Brownsville, Bed-Stuy. What up? Marcy Projects. But yeah, listen. It is what it is. It's a stopgap. I still think we could have done better. That's all I'm saying, people. Big up Brian. Big up TMB. 18-month stopgap. An upgrade to Sambi and Elneny would help in Europa League. I'm hoping this is to facilitate Rice in the summer. This would be a masterstroke. We hope. The key thing in everything you've said there are those last two words. We hope. We hope, and I'm hopeful. Yes, I'm hopeful. Yes, I am hopeful for today. Take this music and use it. Let it take you away. And we hopeful. I can't hit the high notes. I'm going to stop there. Faith Evans, big tune, by the way, man. What's it? Coach Carter, Samuel L. Jackson. Big boy film, by the way. I'm going to stop there because when she starts going mad at the end, and I'll make a way, I'm going to leave that bit. Maybe I should just do the twister bit, you know what I mean? Yeah, we'll leave it, people. It's Tuesday. We've signed Jorginho. It's emotional. I better cut it there, people. I was really going to go for the high note there, but I thought, do you know what? I'm not sure I'm capable of that, so I'm going to leave it. I know my limitations, you know. There you go again. I've told you about the singing. Don, it's an emotional time right now, so I felt singing was the right thing to do. I'm trying to lift the mood a little bit, people. We've signed Jorginho. I mean, cheers, everyone, you know. He's born in Brazil, of course. Plays for Italy, but born in Brazil. I knew there was an angle for Edu, you know. He speaks Portuguese. Anyway, let's break it down. I better stop now. Hitting high notes. Happy Tuesday. Happy deadline day. Happy Jorginho day. Let's jump around like kangaroos in acknowledgement of his penalties. Just a little quick thing. As I always say, people, information and entertainment. If I can't inform you, I will entertain you. For my FIFA players out there, Jorginho signs for Arsenal, and FIFA have released a flashback Jorginho. Now, for anybody that doesn't play FIFA, and listen, I'm not using FIFA as some sort of indication of reality of real football. I just thought, you know, a bit of entertainment. Flashback cards are usually brought out for old players that have had a good career at the back of their career. And, you know, they bring out a flashback. There was often a flashback David Luiz. You know, they brought out a flashback Jorginho card. And they've given him 83 pace, which is unbelievable. Very funny. King Buck said, I've done the SPC already. I wish he had 83 pace now. It's probably more like 43 pace. Put a shadow card on him. That's actually a good card. If you play FIFA, I'd take that one. I wouldn't sign his gold card, though. That is for sure. Flashback Jorginho to Arsenal, people. Flashback Jorginho. They've given him 98 short passing, 99 penalties. I love that. Not bad. Not bad if you're a FIFA player. Flashback, which they're obviously saying he's very old and he used to be very good. He once got outpaced by the ref. I've seen that video. DV, Big C, you're overreacting, bro. Look how much Chelsea are offering for Enzo. Still can't get Benfica to sell. Arsenal offered more than he's worth, but he wasn't for sale. So you're talking about Caicedo, of course. Yeah, listen. But as I always say to people, there is more than Caicedo available. You know, that's one player. Right, let's get. You know what? It's Tuesday. I'm feeling a bit, you know, spicy. Bit jerk chicken right now, you know. The spice is there. People are firing things at me. Liam said, I've never hated a transfer more in my life. I pray Partey doesn't get injured. And we just moved Jorginho on in the summer because I don't rate the guy. He's good in-game playing now. Decent. Couple super chats, people saying I miss. Right, Evan said, Arsenal make me sick. I'd rather sign no one than Jorginho. All that merchandise they put out. And this is who they signed. Chelsea. Nothing has changed. Oh, man. Don't, Evan. Daniel, I hear you, but sometimes the benchmark isn't up to us. The player we wanted wasn't for sale. So now the benchmark is better than Sambi and Elneny. I hear you, but does the benchmark have to be better than Sambi and Elneny? Why can't the benchmark be, Let's get somebody that can push Thomas Partey. But, this is just my thoughts and feelings. Better than Sambi and Elneny is like mid-table Premier League level, in my opinion. But, hey, it's just opinions. The Arsenal PR in Arteta's next press conference, says Forrest. I mean, they've already started it. The PR machine is already in full flow, people. Let me just tell you that. It's in full flow. Look at recent times, right? Look at recent times of Arsenal. Now, big signings sometimes go wrong. Nicolas Pepe, who did okay, but it went wrong. But Aubameyang was a huge success. Best striker we've had in years. Alexis Sanchez was a monster. Mesut Ozil was brilliant in the early years. Those three were expensive signings at the time. So we can always point to expensive players that haven't worked. But ultimately, a lot of the best players are expensive. So, listen, I understand people trying to justify it and defend the club because some people think that's the way to go, defend the club. But I can't dress this up. I can't pretend I'm excited. I can't pretend that this shows me ambition. Chelsea want him to leave. They want him off the wage bill. They probably can't believe they've got £12 million for a player with 5 months left on his deal. It is what it is. But it's bittersweet, says Devon Croft. Southern Gooner, big up yourself, bro. I appreciate your support. Brother Curtis, 16 days on Mudryk, 16 hours on Caicedo, and 16 minutes on Jorginho. Got a laugh to keep from crying, brother. Same old transfer song. I mean, Sabitza's going to Man United. Not a defensive-based player, so not the same role that we were looking for, but a very talented player, a player we were linked with, on loan with an option to buy. They find out yesterday that Eriksen's out for 3 months, less than 24 hours, Sabitzer. Very highly rated player. Hasn't done well at Bayern Munich, but has been very highly rated in the past. So, anyway, let's move on. Couple of bits and bobs to talk about. In fact, we got lots to talk about. I don't know what I'm saying there. We got lots to talk about. Where are we going to start? You know what? Let's just start with Jorginho. Where else is there to start, really? We've signed Jorginho. People saying Enzo to Chelsea is... Oh. Let me see this. Let me see this blood clot. Here we go. You expect me to be happy about Jorginho. Enzo Fernandez, here we go. Now, I ask you this question now, people, right? Something I don't understand with our fan base at times is why do we care about the club spending significant amounts of money? Why does that bother people? Why do people say, oh, I'm glad they didn't overpay. I'm glad they saved money. Why? Do we benefit from it? Do you think there's a Chelsea fan in the world right now that's disappointed that they've paid 105 million for Enzo Fernandez? I doubt you'll find one of them. Our money's funded this deal, probably, getting that 120 grand a week off the wages. DV said, now I'm furious. Mudryk, a player we wanted. 22, 21 is he? Enzo Fernandez, for me, is one of the best young midfielders around. I think he's absolutely brilliant. After Jude Bellingham, this was the midfielder I was like, yo, Arsenal should be looking at this. People say not the Arsenal way. What's the Arsenal way to run? And I know you're laughing at the end of it, I'm aware. What's the Arsenal way? 18 years with no title. Is that what the Arsenal way is right now? Remember, we came to this stadium to compete with the best in the world. People tell me all the time, that's not the way we do business. I'm like, all right, cool, I understand that. Chelsea spend big, we effectively don't. But where has that led to in the last 18 years? No title. How do you go from invincibles, cannot be defeated in an entire season, to 18 years without winning it? Never touched a Champions League final since 2006. It's not our way. People complain about this way. Oh, they're just throwing money at it. They're cheating. No, it's the game. The game has changed. Wenger picking out stars from France that people didn't know about. You don't see that nowadays. You got to spend big. Who's won the title the last 4 of the last 5 years? Manchester City spending big money. Liverpool spent big money. Alisson, Van Dijk. You know, it's. I think we have to get out of this thought process that there is an Arsenal way and we cannot adjust. What do they say? Evolve or be extinct. You got to evolve with the times. It's the reason Arsene Wenger struggled in the latter years, because he couldn't cope with the fact the money. I can't still find these gems, you know, and the money's dominating now. Listen, here's what it is. Their season is over, really. Chelsea are building for next season. So, but you've still got to look and think you're in 10th place. Enzo, one of the best young midfielders, you know, it is what it is. It is what it is. But as I said, people, I'm not going to pretend that I'm happy. They're signing Enzo Fernandez. We're signing Jorginho. I'm sorry. You can dress that up however you want. And listen, you know, tomorrow, the day after, I might look at it different. But I woke up today with excitement and hope and optimism. We were going to change our usual school of thought, people. And people can say in the comments all you like, you're complaining, you're spoiled. Oh, Curtis, you've been whinging the whole day. I hope you can stay with this energy. No, I'll be cool, bro. I'll go about my business. I'm happy. But when I talk about Arsenal, I won't pretend. I'm not going to sit here and pretend. Because pretending leaves you without a title for 18 years. Because that's what a lot of our fan base have done over the last 18 years. Wenger. Give him time. Emery, trust the process, blah, blah, all that. All right, cool. But where has that got us? Where has that led to? We went from invincible to 18 years. We haven't seen that trophy again. So the Arsenal way, not spending big and all of that, that's out the window. Anyway, Flight Mode said if Chelsea thought there was any chance selling Jorginho to us, would aid winning the title? There's no way they'd sell him to us. Chelsea know what Jorginho is, right? They know what he is and they know what he isn't. When have Chelsea ever done us a real favour? When have we gone to Chelsea ever and signed a top player off them? We signed an old Peter Cech, an old Willian, right? A Gallas that was their third, fourth choice centre-back. They took the best left-back in the world, Ashley Cole, right? They've always had the better end of the deal. It's as simple as that. Giroud did well for them. Ashley Cole was a monster for them. They never sell as top players. They sell as washed-up players they want to get rid of. It's the cold, hard truth. David Luiz fell out with Lampard. They didn't want him. They shipped him off to us. Simple. They don't want Jorginho. No contract. Getting dropped. Legs have gone. Yeah, you can have him because they don't think he improves us. That's what they think. Trust me. There's no way they think he helps us win the league. And you're spot on, Flight Mode. Trippier tours Van Dijk is the only successful Premier League signing for players that cost 70 million plus. Pepe, Sancho, Lukaku, Maguire, Pogba, Grealish, and Anthony. I mean, let's see. Anthony's too new. At the moment, he's stinking out the place. But then you could say, all right, just below that, though, you could say Alisson has been a monster. You could say Kevin De Bruyne, 55 million. You could say Haaland, 65 million. There's plenty of players in and around. But you're right, a lot of them high-end ones have not banged. But look at the clubs that those have gone to. Nearly all of them have gone to Man United. Most of them were signed by Oli and Mourinho. I think Mourinho signed Lukaku. Mourinho signed Pogba. Solskjaer signed Maguire. Anthony's at Man U. Sancho's at Man U. Man U is not the greatest of clubs for those kind of signings, really. O'Malley said, Bowley said 3-year rebuild. Hold my beer, did it in 1 year. What he's done in the Prem is unprecedented. 550 in 1 year, more than Arteta spent. They are fully flexing. They are fully flexing. Next season, they're a problem. The only thing I can say, the only positive, this season, I mean, we have still got to play them at home, but I don't see them doing anything big this season unless they do something mad in the Champions League. 70 million plus 50 in add-ons. You know what I mean? They'll spread that payment. His contract will be 7 years probably. Anyway, let's move on. Let's concentrate on Arsenal. But listen, big up to everyone tuned in. Listen, I want to say thank you for all the support during the transfer window. You've been legends, of course. It's always a movie. The January transfer window, usually because we have an unhappy ending. But listen, it's not been as bad as previous transfer windows. If I'm being totally honest, we've definitely had worse. Kim Kallstrom or doing nothing like last season. But I just thought that this year was going to be totally different. I'll be honest. I thought we were going to show people that, yo, we're serious about winning the league. When I saw Arteta in LA, I thought, yo, these men must be, they must have a list on the table. This is who we're signing. We've done okay business. I think Trossard's our best signing. Kivior, I don't know enough about. And obviously, Jorginho, I think you know my thoughts on that one, people. Yeah, better than Elneny and them, man, but I still ain't jumping from the rooftops about it, that is for sure. Let me get into your super chats, and then we're going to break down this Jorginho business and the deal. Big up to Leo. Thank you very much for becoming a member. We will have a member stream this week. We're definitely going to have to talk about it. And I need to hear from you, that is for sure. Am I the only one who feels like this? I need to know what you guys think about it as well. Let me get into a few of your super chats. SC Guna, thank you for your super chat, bro. Here's my late fee. Just now able to join the stream. I appreciate your support, bro. Welcome to the stream. Make sure everyone hits the like. Subscribe to the channel as well. Don't forget to subscribe to the Clips channel. It is pinned in the chat down below. New clips on there every day. It's going to be shameless over there. Laz the Goon, thank you for your super chat, bro. We'll see who's whining if we bottle this title run. Then everyone has caught up next season from the signings we've done in this window. Last January, we didn't do the right business and it cost us our season. You have to learn from previous mistakes. We'll find out in a few months' time how expensive this window really was by not signing players or not signing the right players. If they win the title with this squad, they can turn around and say it's a masterstroke. We won the title, we didn't spend big, we got Trossard for 20, Jorginho for 12 and we won it. If they do that, fair play, hands up, we keep it moving. If they don't, then we got to have a conversation, because I still need to ask the question, why can we not sign Enzo Fernandez? Why can we not sign Mykhailo Mudryk? One of them, even. These guys have bought 3 or 4 big players in one window. Arsenal have a bigger stadium, massive sponsorship, huge fan base, an owner that is worth double what Todd Boehly is worth. Why can we not go big when we're top, when we have an unbelievable opportunity? That's just all I want to hear from these guys. Will I ever hear it? Probably not. Alfred, thank you for your support, bro. Games are won and lost in midfield. We probably have the oldest average midfield this season in Xhaka, Partey. Adding another experienced player isn't a bad idea to a team that doesn't know how to win yet. I suppose experience is vital, right? I'm all for experience. What my worry is Jorginho's been signed to back up Thomas Partey, I would imagine, right? So if Partey gets injured or in rotation in Europe, you bring him in. Now, a midfield of Xhaka and Jorginho has no legs. The Premier League, as you said, games are won and lost in midfield. If you look at the top teams in this country, they have energy in midfield as well. De Bruyne can run. Do you know what I mean? He can cover ground. I just worry, do we have a lack of legs there? You know, could we have done with a younger one that could have ran a little bit more? But we'll see. As I keep saying, only time will tell. Southern Gooner said, if people thought Chelsea was rough, wait until Newcastle gets cranked up good. Window is closing for us to grow up and act like adults in the room. And Newcastle have just qualified for the Carabao Cup final. They've beaten Southampton. They'll play, well, Man United play Forest tomorrow, but they're 3-0 up. If Newcastle get top 4, you wait until this process accelerates and then man start really flexing their financial muscle. Ziyech to PSG. Here we go. Apparently, Ziyech to PSG. Here we go. So Chelsea are obviously having to clear the wage bill a little bit to make room for all of these huge signings. Cannot believe they've got the Enzo deal done on deadline day. Gibson, Big C, I thought Kouyaté over Jorginho. I would take Kouyaté over Jorginho. I think he's at Forest now. That's how disappointed I am, my guy. We are run like Everton. Very poor. No league title, Big C. We are done. I mean, listen, I obviously hope we get that title. I still think that our mentality hasn't moved yet as a football club. I'm going to be totally honest, and I'll say it as it is. I still think that our psychologically, I'm still not sure whether we're thinking like a title winner. I saw an interview with Pep the other day. He said at Barcelona, everybody from the chairman to the manager to the coaches to the players to the tea lady believed that Barcelona would win the Champions League. The belief goes from top to bottom. He says at Manchester City, there's still a bit of an inferiority complex because there's people at that club who were there when they were unsuccessful. So now they're successful. Some of the people at the club haven't adjusted their mindset. Now, at Arsenal, does Kroenke have that mindset that I want us to win the league? I want us to win the league. And not only do I want us to win the league, I'm going to show you how I want us to win the league. I've backed the manager. I've given you the money, which he hasn't really. You know, people say, yeah, he's had big windows, but not really. He's had to do that just to make us competitive again. So, but anyway, you know, for me, I've said it before and I'll say it again. I don't believe that Stan really wants to win the title. I just don't. I don't think the way we've acted in this window is like a club that are desperate. We should be desperate to win the Premier League. We should be desperate. We are a massive football club. You go anywhere in the world and talk about Arsenal, people know about the Gunners. Look at the way Caicedo behaved when we came in for him compared to Chelsea. We are huge. Do we act like we're huge? I still don't think we do. I still think we're acting like a club that, well, you know, if we get top 4, we're happy. Champions League, the money, we'll build. Anyway, here's what it is. Nelson, what big club proceeds with only one fit striker, one right winger, and 3 fit for now centre mids? We are an injury or suspension away from a crisis. 1 fit striker at the moment. Massive risk. Massive risk. As I said, people, for anybody just joining, Enzo Fernandez to Chelsea. £105 million. Their record ever. Transfer. So they sold us Jorginho and they signed Enzo Fernandez. It is what it is. You know my opinion on it, people. Let me bring a picture up on the screen that might cheer you up a little bit, or maybe you won't agree with it. Patrick Vieira with his arm around Albert Sambi Lokonga. The deal is done. He joins on loan until the end of the season. I think this is a very good move for him, and I think it's a very necessary move for him. I said after the game against Manchester City, Mikel Arteta has to act. He's got to do something to take this heat off him because he can't handle it and he doesn't deserve to be made a scapegoat. Whether I think he's good enough or not, different question. But they need to take the heat off him, and I think this is a good move for him. Patrick Vieira, listen, arguably the best midfielder to have played for Arsenal. And he'll look after him. He needs a midfielder there as well. He's been playing left backs in midfield. So, yeah, on loan till the end of the season. No option to buy from what I'm seeing here. So, I suppose they can have a conversation in the summer. If he does well, I would imagine there's a possibility of him going there on a permanent. Sambi no longer. Sambi no longer. Do you know what, though? I'll be keeping an eye on him. I'll be keeping an eye on him to see how he does and hope that he does well in the Premier League. Because if he does well, two things happen. He comes back to Arsenal and becomes a better player, or we sell him for good money. So we want him to do well there either way. I was looking the other day. Arsenal have a number of players out on loan with no option or obligation to buy. You know, Ainsley Maitland-Niles, Pepe, Balogun, now Sambi Lokonga. You've got Pablo Mari out on loan. A number of players that will be back at the Emirates in the summer. And then you've got to try and offload them again. So let's hope these guys do well out there on loan in a bit. And then we can bring them back or sell them, you know. So good luck to Sambi. And let's hope Patrick Vieira can get the best out of him. Good move to get him under the tutelage of Patty V. Big up, bro. Would love to collab. Shout me, bro. Big up, Arsenal. Alex. South London's finally said, see, come the summer, Big C. Edu better turn out world-class signings or he can leave. The money is there. The Champions League money. Yeah, 100%. 100%. It's a pity he didn't do it now. Why are we judging Jorginho before he puts an Arsenal shirt and plays? Let's judge him on his performances at Arsenal. Come on, man. We're better than this. Listen, naturally, when you sign a player, you judge them on what you've seen previously. That's just the reality. It's the reason. It's the reason that a football club buys a player. It's based on what they've done previously, or they might back out of a deal because of what they've done. So I understand your point. I don't agree with anybody abusing him. I don't agree with anybody saying he's a bad footballer, because Jorginho is not a bad footballer. There's no doubt. Jorginho is not a bad footballer. You don't have the career he's had if you're a bad footballer. The problem is, nobody feels like Jorginho takes us to any significant height. You're looking at Chelsea, they've binned him and signed Enzo Fernandez. So that feels to me like I've been finessed as an Arsenal fan. You've sold me a player. You've had him for his best years. You've won his trophies. You've took his legs away because now he can't run. And you've sold him to us for 12 million with 5 months left and got 120 grand a week off of your wage bill, and then gone and signed one of the best young centre mids around at the moment. There has to be an element of what's going wrong here. How come we're not signing the top players? I just want the best for us, and I think we have to demand more from this ownership. We're top. These guys are desperate to play for us. We've got cash. We've got an owner that's worth 10 billion. Todd Bowley's worth 5 billion. Todd Bowley is worth 5 billion. Stan Kroenke is worth 10. You do the maths. I think I got a B in maths, GCSE. It was a long time ago. But even I know the man's worth double what that brother's worth. You'd think he didn't have 1/10 of what Todd Bowley had. Do you know what I mean? I know Todd Bowley's got people backing him and things like that. But, you know, it is what it is. This is why I blame Stan over Edu. Ash said, come on, C-Unit. We are a huge team. We are top, playing the best football in the league. I didn't think we would be back in August when we missed out on Douglas Luiz. And I hear you on that. What I say all the time, people, is there's a big difference between being top and staying top. Being top and staying top are two different things. If you're top in February, January, and you're not top at the end of May, nobody ever talks about being top in February. No one cares. Who was top in 2016, January the 31st? I don't know. Do you? 2014, who was top? 2018, who was top? Couldn't tell you. No idea. Absolutely no idea who was top. We can tell you who won the league last year and the year before and the year before that. People only care about the winners. Who do they put on the back page in the 100-metre race? Usain Bolt doing the lightning business. They don't care about Blake, who came second and ran a personal best. Don't care, mate. Well done. Try harder next time. That's the reality, people. That's just the reality of the situation. So, being top, staying top, big difference. Let's hope we've done enough. If not, then, you know, we'll be talking mad. Darren said, how are you feeling, Curtis? I feel physically sick what I've seen my club do today. This shows the club's ambition until the end of the season. Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you, bro. I'm sorry. I like I said, I'll probably calm down tomorrow, and because what choice do I have? Do you know, I'm a lot more calm now than I was earlier. I was fuming earlier, but now the window closes in 45 minutes. We ain't doing nothing else. So there's no point me getting all excited. Anyway, let's move on. Let's have a little conversation about Jorginho. He's signed. We've got no choice. Here he is. Honestly, if you'd have told me this a day and a half ago, I would have said, boy, you must be drinking some real strong rare nephew. You must be smoking something from Amsterdam or something. If you'd have told me I'd be looking at this on my screen. Jorginho wearing an Arsenal shirt. Oh, dear. I just can't get my head around it. I remember when we signed Willian, I kept looking at his picture going, nah, this ain't real. This has been photoshopped. It doesn't even make sense. I'm desperately trying to get my head around this. Dear me. If he was 2 or 3 years younger, I would have tried my best to have really capped. I would have capped for it and tried. But at 31... Project Youth. Hey, cheers everyone. Happy transfer deadline day. They've signed Enzo. We've signed Jorginho. Ah, dear me. I told you, Chelsea don't like us. Why do we think we're friends with them? It's like being friends with someone, but you're nice to them, and then they go round the corner and dish you to a group of other people. You know, school playground things, man. That's like what Chelsea are doing to us. We're the cool friend, and then they go around the corner and speak to Liverpool and them, man, and start dissing us. You know? This picture's slightly giving me a headache looking at, but I'm going to try and get my head around it. Oh. He gives me the shivers slightly, I can't lie. Let's hear the cap from Edu. Here we go. Here we go, people. The cap is about to arrive. Sporting director Edu said, Jorginho is an established professional with a strong mentality who brings quality and experience into our squad. He is a player who fits our style of play, and he joins us in a very good moment where he can contribute in a key position to help maintain our momentum. We welcome Jorginho to Arsenal. Jorginho, Brazilian-born, Italian international. And remember, Edu famously said, signing a player over 26 who is not at his best is killing the club. No sell-on value. They're living a comfy life, yet we've opened up the retirement home again and put plastic sheets on the bed and the heating's on. Single bed for him. I'm trying my best here. Trust me, I'm trying. It's not easy, though. It ain't easy, people. As Saeed once said, it ain't easy. Every year this story repeats. We need to take action as fans, hold the owners accountable. Enough mocking around, raise the standard, says Mode 965. The only thing they can do is win the title, for me. If they don't win the title, I think January has cost them. Alfred, I've missed your super chat. What have I done? I've clicked it off. Right, Alfred, big up, bro. Will be plenty of games where we take the lead. We need to protect it. I'd rather have Jorginho in there with Partey and Xhaka instead of Odegaard. I mean, yeah, we can go to a 3-man midfield. But I spoke to a couple of Chelsea fans today, and they say defensively he's not great. I spoke to a few Chelsea fans. I was like, listen, give me your best. Try and improve my mood. They said, listen, ball retention, press resistant. That is his speciality, right? He is very, very comfortable on the ball in front of the back four. He will start attacks. That is his quality. What they say he's not good at, he doesn't cover ground well. And he's not the best defensively, you know. He's not the quickest. He ain't as quick as he was 4 or 5 years ago. So I don't know if anybody's seen on Twitter right now, right, in them Twitter spaces, there is a Chelsea Twitter party saying, thank God Jorginho's gone. And they've got a picture up of Enzo Fernandez. I mean, let me not say too much. It's crazy. Listen, we got no choice but to support him. But I don't have to be happy about it, is what I'm saying. What has Mikel Arteta said? More cap. Waffle settings. Jorginho is a midfield player with intelligence, deep leadership skills, and a huge amount of Premier League and international experience. Jorginho has won in his career, but he still has the hunger and huge willingness to contribute here. We're so pleased to sign Jorginho, and we welcome him and his family. I mean, listen, welcome to Arsenal, right? Welcome to Arsenal. You know, anyone who Arsenal sign, I'm more than happy to be proven wrong, but I'm struggling. I'm trying. Honestly, I'm trying. I am trying, but boy, they don't make it easy, do they, Arsenal? They seriously don't make it easy. I mean, look at that. Look at that. He should have his arm round Caicedo or Enzo Fernandez. Ah, dear. Yeah, experience is the new buzzword. Experience, old. That's really in it. He's got a huge amount of experience. Oh, so he's old then. He's got a wealth of games under his belt. Okay, so he can't run anymore. He'll bring huge knowledge of the game to a young changing room. Okay, so he's knackered. And he's going to tell him all his stories like a grandfather. Cheers. But do you know what? We're an emotional fan base. We are an emotional fan base. He's probably telling him now, listen, George, I'd turn your social media off. They're not happy. They are not happy. Arteta looks younger than Jorginho, people are saying. Anyway, listen, welcome to the Arsenal. Hope for the best. That's all we can do. Hope for the best, people. Hope for the best. I hope that Thomas Partey stays fit for the rest of this season, right? This is all I can say. Welcome to Arsenal, cool. Hope for the best. I hope that Thomas Partey stays fit for the entire duration of this season so that this guy gets minimal, and I mean minimal, game time. I'm sorry, I'm saying it as it is. I need Partey to play all 19 Premier League games that are left. So this guy, Europa League, you can go away to Bodo Glimt. Go and play at Bodo Glimt. That's where I'm at with it, people. Jorginho to Arsenal. Still can't get my head around it. The pictures look photoshopped. I watched his interview. Yeah, he said we tried signing him a couple of times before and he's happy to be here, blah, blah, blah. He once famously said after a game, London is blue on the pitch at the Emirates on social media. But listen, I suppose the game is the game. It is what it is. Gail Davis reporting from the Emirates on Sky. I got gas, thought it was a new signing. She's still talking about Jorginho. Let me tell you something else that... Well, it ain't going to cheer me up, but maybe it will cheer some of you up. I don't know, people. Let me give you some more news. Because people are telling me, listen, if Mikel says it, then they support it. How about this for news, people? Club announced earlier He's had an operation on his knee, could be out all season. Mohamed Elneny. So what do Arsenal do? I tell you what Arsenal do. As reported earlier by Marky M. Bryans, I understand Arsenal will trigger Mohamed Elneny's option for a 1-year contract extension despite the Jorginho transfer. He's a popular member of the dressing room and highly valued for his experience and professionalism. More to follow. Give me a second, people. Give me a second. Cheers, everyone. Happy Tuesday. You ever seen that Phil Mitchell video? Another one bites the dust. Drink! So, anyway. We're chasing the title. Right? We're going to be ruthless. We're chasing our first title in 18 years. I tell you what we're going to do. We signed Jorginho from Chelsea. And we'll give Mohamed Elneny a new contract because he's popular in the dressing room. Ah, dear. If I speak, I'm in big trouble, people. People are telling me I'm being negative. Elneny, it's a sympathy contract. Let's keep it 100. This is a sympathy contract. Oh, Paul Mo's got injured and we really like him because he smiles. And he don't moan when he don't play because he still can't believe he plays for Arsenal. So I tell you what, we'll give him a new deal. He's out till the end of the season. We'll give him a year. But, you know, Enzo Fernandez to Chelsea. Elneny. Elneny turns 31 in July, right? Elneny turns 31 in July. Just giving you some context. Granit Xhaka turns 31 in September. So by the start of next season, 2 31-year-olds. Thomas Partey turns 30 in June. Right? Jorginho turns 32 in December. So by next Christmas, we'll have a 32-year-old, 2 31-year-olds, and a 30-year-old. Project Youth. Project Youth. Anyone going to make that make sense? Because I'm trying to figure that one out, by the way. Elneny new contract. Why? Someone explain why. Oh, because he trains well. He's been a good servant. Of course he's been a good servant. He's a bang average player picking up 50 grand a week. Of course he's happy. He can't believe it. Where would he have gone if he left Arsenal? Where would he have gone? His only way would have been downhill. Curtis Collins, Big C, like you said, the Truman Show. I'm telling you, someone's got to jump out with a camera at some stage. This has to be a social experiment. It has to be. Burkowski said, Willian had a huge amount of experience. Also, this reeks of Willian 2.0. Chelsea fans are laughing at us. This can't be real. It's like us selling Elneny to Chelsea. Or Lokonga to Chelsea. And buying Enzo Fernandez. Do you know what I would be doing to Chelsea fans in this stream? But the other way round, somehow, we're accepting of it. Mr. Cool Bus Driver, the cracks are starting to show in that picture. Brother, Elneny new deal. Please, man, come on. Masterson, thank you for the super chat. Buenos Aires Guna. Yo, Curtis, bro, which kit are you getting Jorginho printed on? I can't believe it. We had Rihanna in the bag, but ended up with Oprah. Prove me wrong, Georgie. Man had Riri in the bag, you know, and ended up with Oprah. It's all mad, people. Man went from Beyonce to Whoopi Goldberg. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Elneny, I told you, he picks up the cones. He's a nice guy. He trains hard because he can't believe he plays for Arsenal. Petit said it years ago. You stay in the shadows at Arsenal, you behave, you train well, you'll end up having a testimonial at the club. Elneny's, Rob Holdings, these guys will have testimonials. It's Stockholm Syndrome settings, man. These men are holding us hostage, psychologically. Surely it's to protect Mo's value. That's the one they're throwing around. Oh, we've given him a new contract so we can sell him in the summer. Protect his value. Ah, dear. Anyway, right. Let me move on. Have we got anything to be cheerful about Arsenal today? I'm trying. Enzo Fernandez has signed an 8.5-year contract until 2031. Looks like Todd Bowley's still making the most of that loophole that apparently UEFA were going to stop, but they clearly haven't stopped it because he just signed an 8-year contract. So that one clearly hasn't worked yet. That loophole is definitely being manipulated. Jorginho's contract is 18 months with an option of a further year at the end of that. He'll probably get another year. We'll probably extend that because he'll train well. He's popular in the dressing room like Mohamed Elneny. We're never going to move forward with these clowns. Why the hell is Elneny getting a new contract? Please. Don't let the club do this to you, Mike. You're right. You know what? We're just chilling. We're just chill. Newcastle are in the cup final. Fulham have complete agreement to sign Cedric Suarez from Arsenal. Verbal deal in place last week. Here we go. Understand Fulham will cover Cedric's full salary until the end of the season. It is a loan deal. Apparently no option to buy. But Whoopi has experience. Exactly. That's how they would dress it up. Well, you could have had Beyonce, but you know what I mean? She ain't got as much experience as Whoopi. Vital experience. All right, cool. 3 people out, 3 people in. Elneny, Reese, Jesus, ESR injured. We are worse than before. Robbie has said he is glad that Arsenal isn't moving like Chelsea. He said Chelsea is just giving and splashing money. Robbie out. I mean, Robbie, man, that's my boy still, but I know, come on. We know that's cap. We know that's cap, Rob. Come on. We would all love Arsenal to be spending big money. We would all love it. And people can say, oh, blah, 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 the Arsenal way and all that. But the Arsenal way has been unsuccessful. Can any Arsenal fan honestly sit there and say, I'm so glad that my club is not spending big money on Enzo or on Mudryk or on João Felix or on... Come on. Why do we care about the money that the football club is spending? I don't give a damn. I don't care if they spend 200-300 million. Spend the money. But here's what it is. Sabitza's joined Man U. Here we go. 6 months loan. I don't know if there's an option to buy in there. Doesn't say. Sabitzer has gone to Manchester United. For any Man United fans in the chat, here we go. Apparently he's having his medical in Manchester now. Sabitzer. Manchester United apparently, after finding out Christian Eriksen was ruled out for 3 months, in the last 24 hours have been offered Houssem Aouar, remember him, Arsenal fans, Yannick Carrasco, and also Sabitzer. They decided Sabitzer was the most similar profile to Christian Eriksen. Ten Hag knows him well from the German league and feels he fits the profile. He was also unhappy at Bayern Munich and looking for a new challenge. They get him on loan until the end of the season. Option to buy, not an obligation. Good signing that. I rate Sabitzer. We were linked with him once. Yeah, Navas, Keylor Navas. Here we go to Nottingham Forest. Loan deal until the end of the season. That's a huge signing for them. Huge signing, man. He was the Real Madrid goalkeeper, a couple of years ago? On his way to Nottingham Forest. So, yeah, man. That's kind of where we're at the moment. Oh, Chelsea apparently are in a mad rush against time to get this Enzo Fernandez deal done. His medical is still ongoing. Apparently they can complete the transfer without the medical being completed as long as they hand in the deal sheet before 11 p.m. They have 25 minutes, obviously, to get the deal sheet in. So they have to get the paperwork done by 11. They can then fully complete the transfer after the 11 p.m. deadline. There is an extension of 2 hours that you have to complete the deal then. So it'll be interesting that. Remember when David De Gea was going Real Madrid and the fax machine broke? Everton offered £3 million to sign Olivier Giroud from AC Milan. The player has rejected the move and then has decided to stay at AC Milan until the end of the season at least. Giroud, Olivier Giroud. The Chelsea sporting director spent 12 hours in Lisbon with Rui Costa and refused to leave until a deal was agreed to sign the player. He previously spent 10 hours in Turkey with the sporting director of Shakhtar and insisted he would not leave the country unless Mudryk was on the plane with him. After 10 hours in Turkey, spending the day with the club, going for dinner, he finally arranged a deal that was too hard to turn down for Shakhtar and left the same evening with Mudryk and his agent on the same flight, a private jet back to London. I mean, listen, we can question them all we want. We can talk about, oh, my club, I don't want my club to scatter money around the market. Be ruthless. Can you ever imagine Edu doing that? Saying, listen, bro, I've flown in. There's a private jet at the airport. I do not leave this country without the player. And I mean literally the player. I'm not signing him. I'm signing him and leaving with him on my plane. He will sit on my plane as I fly back to London. I'm sorry, that's boss moves. It's boss moves, people. Mafia thing. People don't understand. Football is so ruthless. It's beyond ruthless. These don't care. They just want the best for it. It's a meat market. Footballers are genuinely product. Like, I know it sounds like we're talking in a different, top shotters business here, as man's saying. But footballers are products. When you're useful, you're flavour of the month, they love you, they put you in the papers, they put you on the front cover, you wear the merch when it comes out. We can't get enough of you. New contract, you're everything. When you're out of form, when you're not performing, they don't give a damn. When you're injured, they don't give a damn. You're ignored, right? You are literally like a piece of meat to a football club. And these clubs don't care about each other. The menu footballers, trust me, man. You got to be ruthless. I want to see Edu flying out and saying, yo, I don't leave here unless I get the player. I've got a big bag of money there. How much of it am I going to have to pay to convince you to give me that player? We're Arsenal, the mighty Arsenal, table topping. We ain't leaving without the player. If it costs 80, it costs 80, but we're getting it. We just got bullied by Brighton. Do you know what I mean? For Caicedo. Player was desperate, couldn't get him. Mudryk, desperate, couldn't get him. Couldn't get him. João Felix, they said, was more interested in Arsenal than Man United and Chelsea because of the style of football that we played. Couldn't get him. Weren't prepared to pay the money. So we'll see. We'll see. We've taken a risk by not investing in a major way. And now we're going to find out the effects of that. If we win the title with this window, fair play to them. You've done incredible. If we miss out on it, then I will be, reversing back and coming and having that conversation. What happened, Listen, I said it twice today. Today's the day that we lost the league, said Mick Tyndall. Although Joe said, chill, Curtis, we're going to win the league. Magic trade, the only positive is I'd rather Jorginho than no one at all. If he gets us over the line, we won't speak about today. Listen, if he gets us over the line, you're spot on, we won't. If we don't get over the line, then we have to have a serious conversation. Arsenal should bring in Marina to do the deals. She knew how to get deals done. Jashar, it was discovered that Navas broke the fax machine. If that's true, that's unbelievable. I never actually heard that story. Big up to you, bro. Tim Bates said, Edu can't go to dinner with other clubs, man. He has a barbecue at home. Man said, bro, I'd love to take you for dinner. but I've got some steak on my barbecue back home. There's no way I can afford to waste money on dinner, man. It's inflation. I bet Chelsea's guys whining and dining these sporting directors, top restaurants, private jets parked up, limousines outside, wooing them to get their player. We're turning up in an Uber and taking you to Nando's and making you go halves on the dinner. It's all mad, people. Smokey said Potter has no excuse. He has to challenge next year. I'm still not sure Potter will be at Chelsea long term. I'm not sure he's the answer. Mr. Cool Bus Driver, do you trust Arsenal to sell our loan players for big money? They need to bring in Rice and Caicedo in the summer, or judgment for them? No, I don't trust them. Edu doesn't seem to like money for some reason. We just give players away. It's a free-for-all. Oh, Jashar's cap. I would have actually believed you, bro. It's been a long day. It's been a long day, you know what I mean? We've signed Jorginho. I'm still trying to get my head around it. Edu couldn't close a door, let alone a deal, says Marco. He'd probably slam the door on his own face and say, you know, well, at least the door's experienced in slamming doors on people's faces. They dress that up somehow. LZA the Goon, we deserve what's coming to us, good or bad. Well, they do. They've done it. Nothing we could do about it. We've supported the club all we can. Half chicken, peri-peri chips and coleslaw. £55 bill. Edu's asking for half. You know what I mean? Man said, listen, bro, you got that 25. Man said, yo, bro, but you want to sign Mudryk? Man said, yeah, but inflation, man. Where's that 25? Gimme. And I'm getting an Uber home as well. You ain't getting no limo. And I'm not on a private jet. I'm on a Ryanair seat with no legroom and no in-flight meal. How about that? And you're sitting in the middle. You got one person that side, one person that side. Man said, nah, bro, no deal. He's going to Chelsea. Keenan said, Jorginho will be fantastic in our system. He can play 6 and 8 well. He isn't built for Chelsea's system. I mean, that's interesting. I hope you're right, but I'm not sure. Not sure I believe you, but I hope so. John said, Big C, if you give Potter time, he'll cook. He's going to bring them back. I think my thing with Potter is, can he handle the big personalities, the big profiles? There's a lot of players there. That squad is massive. How does he keep everyone happy? He said a lot of things already as well, like Chelsea manager is one of the most difficult jobs to do and things like that. It's a bit of a defeatist attitude, in my opinion. But we'll see. We'll see. O'Malley said, if we win the Premier League and Europa League, will you get a Jorginho shirt? Yeah, of course I will. Just for banter. I'll do it. Number 20. J20. Wasim said his brother's a boyhood Chelsea fan. I'm getting constantly bantered. Might have to block him. You might have to, man. Have a short break. You know what I mean? Have a short break. At the moment, there's not too much else. Cedric is on his way to Fulham on loan. Obviously, the boy Sambi Lokonga has gone to Crystal Palace on loan till the end of the season. As I said, a lot of players coming back from loans in the summer that we're going to have to sell. We're going to have a big squad. Richard said we funded Chelsea for the João Felix loan. Yeah, you could look at it like that. I was looking at it and I forgot about a few. So, Runnerson, he's on loan. So you got Runnerson, Cedric, Ainsley Maitland-Niles, Pablo Mari, Sambi Lokonga, Nicolas Pepe. That's 6. Am I forgetting someone here? I feel like there's someone else. That's at least 6 anyway that are coming back from loans. And really, you need to get rid of all of them because you don't really want to keep many of them either. Tavares, Balogun, Patino. 9 players. I mean, Patino, that's 9 players out on loan. With, I think, Pablo Mari has an obligation to buy if his club stays up. But because of what happened with the stabbing and all that, is he going to turn around and say, I don't really want to live here after what happened to me? 9 players out on loan. Aziz, 10. I mean, Aziz, a fringe player, will probably get rid of him. But yeah, you're right. Marquinhos, jeez. 11 players out on loan. Aziz not really a first teamer. More of a young player, fringe player. But we've got at least 10 first team level players out on loan. Austin Trusty, 11. Signed him in the summer. I think he's having a good season in the Championship. 11 players potentially there. All right, we won't get rid of all of them. I would imagine Pepe will be binned. Ainsley, I don't think has a future. Pablo Mari will go. Run Arsenal will go. He's a horrendous player. A lot of players that we're going to have to shift. And again, Edu, can he sell these guys? Can he get money? We have got 13 minutes until the transfer window closes. I'm going to finish at 11. Let's see it through. Torreira left on a permanent, El Marlo, so he has actually gone now. But we're going to have a lot of players. Omar Rekik, who's a good player. Balogun. Matt said, I've been at work all day, just got in. Fill me in on today's antics. Jorginho is a gooner, bro. That's all I can tell you. Sambi Lokonga's gone to Palace. Cedric has gone to Fulham on loan. Mr. Fix It. Yo, brother, me just reach. As a gooner, I'm embarrassed with our business. Another Chelsea agent to mess things up. And this is what I'm saying about the deal, right? Let me kind of round up on a more calm basis about Jorginho. I look at Jorginho and I think he's not even coming in on a level playing field because there's negativity around him anyway. Because he's another Chelsea player. And because of what we've seen with previous Chelsea players, I just don't think they're going to look at it like... If he has a bad game, first game, fans are going to be like, yeah, he's rubbish. He's a Chelsea agent. It's Willian all over again. And that's the problem. I just think you've set him up there for a difficult situation. But anyway, let's see. Let's see. Klopp hasn't been sacked, people. Jurgen Klopp has definitely not been sacked. Somebody just put that in the comments. Matt Doherty, by the way, I thought this was a bit funny. Matt Doherty has left Tottenham on a permanent. He was set to go on loan to Atletico Madrid, but they've reached the loan limit already, so couldn't bring him on loan. So Tottenham decided to just cancel his contract, and he's joined Atletico Madrid on a permanent deal. I mean, what a deal for him, by the way. It's a guy who was at Wolves, who's gone to Tottenham and flopped and ended up at Atletico Madrid. Once a gooner, always a gooner, eh, Matt? Once a gooner, always a gooner. He was always an Arsenal fan, and he must be thinking right now, what a move. I've left Tottenham and their stinky football to go and play for Atletico, although Atletico's football's pretty bad as well. But yeah, what a move for him. Big move. Matt Doherty has gone to Atletico Madrid on a permanent deal. Mr. Cool Bus Driver, unfortunately, we've got Edu on loan from Chelsea. He must have shares in them or something, because boy. Rishikesh, if we bottle the Premier League, Edu out for you. If you can get an adequate replacement, yeah. I'm going to be honest. As a fan, sometimes you've got to look at your club and what can potentially happen in a positive way, right? I've spent 2 hours today complaining about Jorginho. I'm not happy with the transfer. Seeing Chelsea sign Enzo Fernandez makes it even worse for me. I can't hide from it, right? Michael Edwards, 100% in the summer. But ultimately, as an Arsenal fan, what can we do? We can't force them to buy anyone else. The window closes in 10 minutes. They ain't signing no one else. We've got to support the club. We've got to draw for the positives. We've got to try and be as optimistic as possible, which sounds a bit crazy when you think about what I've said today for the 2 hours that I've been on live stream. But it's the reality of the situation. Once that window closes, you've got what you've got. You can't improve it until the following season. We've got a better squad on the 31st of January than we had on the 1st of January, right? Trossard's in, Jorginho's in, Kivior's in. Kivior, don't know enough about him, so I can't tell you whether he's a good player or not, right? Jorginho, I wouldn't have signed him. I don't rate it, but he is better than Elneny and Sambi Lokonga. And Trossard, I think, is our best signing of this window, if I'm being totally honest. We've got to now find a way to get through the season. What's interesting is Mikel Arteta said in the press conference, we needed another midfielder. That 3 centre midfielders was not enough. Yet we finished the transfer window with 3 centre midfielders because we've sold Lokonga and bought Jorginho. Jorginho is better than Lokonga, but we still only have 3 centre midfielders, where he was implying that we didn't have enough midfielders. So we are still going to need Thomas Partey to stay fit for probably the rest of the season. The good thing about Jorginho is that he can play in midfield in the Europa League, and you can give Thomas Partey a rest, because with Lokonga and them guys, it didn't feel like they were good enough to even step into them games. Where, you do look at it with Jorginho away in Europa League against inferior opposition, you would feel like you could put him in and he's going to be all right. Listen, there's not a lot we can say about it. We play Everton this weekend. It's an important game, and we need to make sure that we finish this season in the right way, and let's hope that we're not looking back at this January the way we looked at last January, which was we didn't do enough. At least we've done something, and listen, you know my thoughts and opinions. I'm not happy. I wouldn't have done it. I think there were better options, but he's here. I support the club. Once that window closes in 6.5 minutes, all we can do is support these players and hope for the best. I'm not going to sit here and hype him. I'm not going to say I'm happy with it. I would not have gone anywhere near the signing. I felt Arsenal had a huge opportunity to create such an unbelievable feel-good factor by being top and bringing in a big player that lifts the mood of the fans, excites us, motivates us. We've seen Cancelo leave Manchester City. They're effectively worse than they were on the 1st of January. They've lost one of the best fullbacks in world football in João Cancelo. So that, for me, is the disappointment. I think Arsenal missed an opportunity to take a big step forward in this transfer window. Where I think we've taken a little step forward with our business. But it is what it is. We are where we are. They haven't excited us, but hopefully we're looking back at the end of the season going, it was smart business. Rishikesh said, Arsenal has become Chelsea's retirement home. In the summer, we will sign Kante. It wouldn't surprise me. He's got great experience. He's won the World Cup. Facts, useless. Where is the buzz? Arsenal not interested, are they? Not interested in exciting us. West Mid said, I cannot disagree with you. Wasim said, Big C, you said this window is make or break for the Kroenkes. Now the window is in and ending. What's your stance? For me, I don't think the Kroenkes are good enough or deserving to own this football club, in my opinion. But if they somehow win the title with Mikel Arteta and the business they've done, ultimately, I can't turn round and be overly critical of them if they win the league. So for me, I don't think they're the right owners, but we won't truly know until the end of this season whether they were good enough or not. Because if they win the title, I can't complain about what they've done in the last year or two, because it'll have led to a title. If it doesn't lead to a title, then I've got to sit there and go, well, last January we should have got 4th. You didn't do what was needed. This January we could have won the league and you didn't do what was needed. And ultimately it comes from the top. If the manager's got a big bag of money on the table, he's not going to choose not to spend it if he feels he needs to strengthen. Clearly, they were prepared to spend some money, but the structures of the deals and the way we did it, it is what it is. Kelvin, thank you for the super chat. Machiavelli, this is a good question. I'm going to ask you guys this, right? What would you rate this window out of 10? I'm going to tell you now, for me, it's 6 out of 10. It's 6 out of 10. You boosted the squad. You didn't really sign anybody that significantly improves the team. I'm almost tempted to say 5, I got to be honest. Because Kivior, until I see him play, no disrespect, that transfer means nothing to me. I'm just being honest. Until I know what level he's at, that deal means nothing to me. Trossard would be the 5. 5 or 6 max for me. 5, 5.5. It can turn into a 9, 10 if we win the title. I'm probably at a 5. I'm probably at a 5. I got to be honest. I'm underwhelmed massively by what we've done. I'm going to go for a 5. Going to go for a 5, people. I'm not going to cap. I'm going to go for a 5. 1 out of 10 for Trossard. 5 says Ben. Amo said 5, pushing to a 6 depending how the players brought in. 4, we're trying to win the league, said Abdul Ghafoor. Thomas said 7. Trossard is a baller and Jorginho is good cover. Curtis trying hard to be positive. 6 to be honest. Ice Age says 4. The window closes in 1 minute and 12 seconds, people. It is over. No Mudryk. No João Felix. No Caicedo. But we got Jorginho. We got Jorginho. And we got Kivior. And we got Trossard. That's all I got for you, people. It's a 5 for me. It's an average window. You capped it's a 3, said Luba. Gunakai said 7.5. We're going to be all right. I hope so. Smokey says 4. Felix says no strikers. Felix by name. We should have signed João Felix. Arsenal, you're a window sharper. Let's see if this Enzo Fernandez deal gets done. Jashar said 5. We now have less centre mids and we have 1 fit striker. Do you agree with people saying this is Arteta's fault? The blame has to be shared until we find out the truth. Apparently, he was one of the main driving forces in getting this deal done. We are 10 seconds away from the window. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The transfer window has closed for January. Jorginho. Do you want Jorginho printed on the back of your Arsenal shirt?
No.
Not happy with that deal?
No.
Jorginho. We're saying Jorginho. No, we're saying. What would you give the window out of 10? Trossard, Kivior, and Jorginho. I gave it 5 out of 10. A lot of people saying 6. Average. Boost the squad, but I like Trossard.
I just think we could have got more. Look at Chelsea; they're signing so many players, and
they just signed Enzo Fernandez for 100 mil, 105.
World Cup winner, and we're signing Trossard.
No, Trossard's not bad. Jorginho's the problem.
I know he's not bad, but like we're signing Jorginho, like and we're.
No, they're calling you Cruzinho.
I'm better than Jorginho.
You're quicker than him, that's for sure. You know what I mean? But can we win the league?
No.
What do you think, City?
Yeah, we if we weren't mad this
window,
we might have got. But I think just top 4, maybe 3rd.
3rd? Who would you have signed then? Out of the players we've been linked with, like we need an attacker and probably a midfielder. Who would you have gone for?
I would have probably went for Milinkovic-Savic.
Yeah, he's a good player.
Or maybe Caicedo. One of them two.
Yeah.
Front. There's not.
Winger or striker.
Winger or striker. I would have liked Mudryk.
Who'd have liked Mudryk? He's rapid, isn't he?
Rapid.
Look, Yemi said, Curtis, just allow Cruz to support City. Don't punish the poor lad with a lifetime of depression.
No. I'm chilling at Arsenal.
You're chilling at... Oh, come on, we're climbing the ladder, man.
Chilling,
But
man.
if we win the title, we'll be at the parade, man. Sure, yeah. But, yo, late night with Cruz. You should be asleep,
man.
bro. Day off school tomorrow, innit? The teachers are on strike. They want a pay rise. Hey, big up Cruz, man. Big up Cruz. Anyway, the window's closed, people. Jorginho is the title of the window. So I'm just trying to see if this Enzo Fernandez deal I think they've got it done. I mean, they showed you a picture of him at the airport. Man United have filed the deal sheet for Sabitzer. They have until midnight to complete the rest of the paperwork. Also, it's 1 hour now. It used to be 2 hours. Lokonga has said, I'm really excited. I can't wait to get started. I'm really happy to join Crystal Palace. I want to go as far as possible with this team. As I said, I think that's a great move for Sambi Lokonga. If I'm a midfielder and my manager is Patrick Vieira, I'm very happy with that. You know, I think that's a good move for him. He was getting a lot of criticism at Arsenal. I think he needs to go elsewhere. Sultan said, we need Cruz on more streams. Yeah, man, definitely soon going to get him on. We might do a little podcast. Jorginho, a few quotes. He said, I'm very excited for this new challenge. I just can't wait to be on the pitch, to be honest. It's an important shirt, an amazing club, and a big one. I'm really excited and happy to be here. Listen, he's saying all the right things, but, you know, waffle settings, as I said, people. He also went on in his interview to say he was very impressed by Mikel Arteta. He's tried to sign him a few times. He said, I'll always try to bring positive energy, hard work and experience to the team. It's what I always bring with me. I try to help with the experience I've had in my time with other clubs. Anything I can do to help the team to achieve more, that is my target. All I can promise is I'm going to give my all to represent this club. I mean, he's saying all the right things. He's talking about the friendly and the last time we played them. He said, when we faced Arsenal, I could tell they were moving in the right direction. In the pre-season friendly match, I could feel and see that Arsenal would do very well this season. I mean, listen, he's saying all the right things. It is what it is. You know, I'm not going to buy into it too much. Man's even wearing blue boots, man. I told you, he's a Chelsea agent. You should have wore red boots. Chelsea make last minute bid for the Emirates Stadium. They said, listen, just buy everything. Buy the club. Just buy Arsenal. Close them down. It's been an interesting day, that is for sure. Mohamed Elneny, new contract. I mean, that's unbelievable. We're actually giving him a sympathy contract because he's got injured. Mohamed Elneny, Arsenal set to extend his contract by a further year, which is unbelievable considering he's out all season. He also said London is blue. He said London is blue on the Arsenal pitch. But he's a gooner now. We got no choice. The window is closed. I've got to support him. Honestly, it's horrible. And I hope it works out better than some of the previous Chelsea deals. But we have to. We have to. If he plays, we got to hope for the best. Hope for the best. That's all we can do, people. So I'm just waiting on this Enzo thing. Listen, it's going to be a late one, the Enzo one. I'm sure they'll put it. What you have to do is file a sheet into the Premier League before the deadline to basically say the transfer has been completed. And then you have another hour. It used to be 2 hours, but now it's 1 hour to complete the medical and do everything else. So Man United have submitted the sheet for Sabitzer before 11 o'clock. Now they've got 1 hour to complete the medical. I'm sure they'll get that done. Hakim Ziyech has signed for PSG on loan until the end of the season. I believe that has an option to buy on it as well. Yeah, it says option to buy in the summer. I mean, Ziyech, he's not going to start, is he, in their front three, but definitely a good squad player for them. Chelsea tried to hijack Jorginho from Arsenal. They tried to sign back their own player. I would love to work for Arsenal. They must be the easiest club to work for, said South London's finest. Bro, I'm telling you now, right, and I'm saying this. In Orlando, and I've known this anyway for a while, I've heard, just being in this kind of YouTube space and things like that, the people that work for Arsenal and how they operate, Arsenal are very, I would say, kind of old school with their approach. If you look at the way they run their YouTube channel and things like that, it's very predictable. It's very slow. You know, even when we went to Orlando, you know, AFTV were putting out their vlogs the same night after the game. Arsenal are taking 2 days to put vlogs out. I don't know. They're just still a little... Yeah, I think they're still a little bit outdated. I think they got to completely freshen it up. But listen, it is what it is. If we win the league, who cares? But I think they need to change all of that and move in a new direction. I think that's why they got Frimpong involved, to try and give them that sort of new feel to it. But I think they've got to do even more of that, you know. Mr. Cool said he's got that teabag look from Prison Break. You know what? I've never watched Prison Break. I can't believe it. During lockdown, I watched a few series, but I've never watched Prison Break. I watched I was watching like Power and all them ones there, you know, and all the new ones. But yeah, I never watched Prison Break, man. Curtis, I'm done, man. I'm seriously done. Prison Break is goated. Enough people say this to me, you know. We didn't spend the Mudryk Caicedo money, so we must be having a big summer. Listen, we say this we said this last January. And we had a decent summer. It wasn't massive. No Prison Break. I'm unsubscribing, bro. Enough people say it. Do you know what? Honestly, you know, I'll be honest with you. You know, before lockdown, I hardly watched Netflix. You know, enough people, they love Netflix. I hardly watched it. I don't really watch TV. Obviously, when lockdown came, I was like, yo, Netflix, Money Heist, Power, Top Boy, you know, I watched a few. But yeah, Prison Break, never watched it. I definitely need to watch it. I watched Breaking Bad. But I didn't watch, I haven't watched Prison Break. So I definitely need to catch up with that. Give Jorginho a break. He is a smart bargain buyer, you crazy people. He's also somebody that Chelsea were willing to get rid of. And they're 10th. So it's not about, you know, being crazy. It's about we could have gone way bigger. But all we can do is look at the positives. The window is closed. And we've got what we've got, people. We have got what we've got. I'll give it a couple of minutes. Get your thoughts in the comments. How do you feel about the window? How do you feel about Jorginho? Do you feel disappointed by the signing? Do you think it's smart business? We couldn't get Caicedo. Are you underwhelmed? Do you think he's enough to get us over the line? Let me know, people. What do you think? And then I'll round up. Curtis, you got to sing the Power intro. They say this is a big rich town. I just live in the poorest part. Legal on, I gotta make it. It goes down. Yo, do you know, yeah, honestly, that's one of my favourite series ever. I love that series so much, man. I'm telling you. I tell you what, the Emirates, man, we ain't moving like it's a big rich town. That is the poorest part. I can't lie. Jamil said, go to bed. What, you're not impressed? No, I thought that weren't bad, to be fair. I'm trying to lighten the mood, people. I'm trying to lighten the mood. Pedro Porro has signed for Spurs. 40 million. Tommy's series was fire. Tommy the Madman, goated series. It's inshallah until the end of the season, boys. Trust me, just hope for the best. Hope for the best. Underwhelming incompetence director. Got plan Bs and Cs. When are we going for the title? Crazy. No, I love you, bro. Big up. Bright lights, city lights. I gotta make it. It goes down. Yeah. Big C, do you think the Cronkays will fire Edu if we don't win the league? No chance. Let me tell you something. They're probably the happiest people at Arsenal Football Club today. Can you imagine the phone call, right? Picture this. He says, right, Stan, I'm going to need 70 million, right? I'm going for Caicedo from Brighton. The Cronkays are like, raw. Man's asking for 70 million in January. And they give it him. They have the meeting and they decide, okay, we're going to back Mikel, take the 70. And he comes back 24 hours later and he says, right, Stan, thanks for the 70. I've only spent 12. I've put 58 million back in your account. Do you think the Kroenkes are going to sack Edu when that's how he's moving in the transfer market? He will get another new contract because we'll get top four, we'll get Champions League, and he's just give the man 58 million pounds back in his bank account. Not only is he not getting sacked, he's getting a new contract. I'm telling you now. League on a big drop today said you and him are two of the few Arsenal content creators who aren't dressing up the Jorginho signing. Yeah, big up, man, big up. Everyone's got their own way of doing things, you know what I mean? I have to speak my truth, people. Otherwise, what's the point me having a YouTube channel? If I have a YouTube channel and I just say what I think people want to hear, then I might as well never start it. I set it up to tell my message. And to discuss your opinions, have healthy debate. That's where we're at with it, people. And that's it. I'll always speak my truth. I can't pretend I'm happy about a signing that I'm not happy about. And I won't pretend. And I think we have to demand the best we can from the football club. And that's where we're at. Bro, I have a sparkling water on me. Such an underwhelming transfer window. Just hope we get no injuries and get over the line with these signings. Big up Ammo. Big up Sky Touche. Good window. No way Caicedo is worth that much. Look at all the recent big money flops. Anthony, Nunes, Gakpo, Aouar, Lukaku, Felix, Pepe. I mean, yeah. Yeah, you're right to some extent, but there's a lot of big ones who have done well at the same time. Man's getting a promotion. Trust me, bro. They ain't sacking him. You just saved him 58 million. Joel said, Curtis, I don't often comment, but I listen to you religiously, mate. You are a class act. Never stop, my G. I appreciate it, bro. Thank you for commenting, man. I always find it funny when people say, yo, I watch all the time, but I don't comment. Get involved. But you know what? Some people just like to sit back and observe, and I appreciate that as well. Big up to everyone tuned in, man. Big up to everyone tuned in. Of course you're not happy. Nobody is. It's just we're divided between those who think Jorginho is bad and those who think he's decent. As I said, for me, what it is I don't... You can say that, okay, experience, he's won trophies, he's better than Elneny and Lokonga. That's fine. That's factual. But what I don't like is when people pretend that this is some sort of masterstroke or this is some sort of player that they're delighted about. Because I can tell you now that 2 days ago, I never saw any Arsenal fan going, I tell you what, mate, we should go and get Jorginho from Chelsea. We've spoken about it multiple times in the comments. If we can't get Caicedo, who should we go for? Thuram, Frank Kessie, Sangare, Bamba, Milinkovic-Savic. We've named tons of midfielders. Not one of us has mentioned this guy. Here we go. Is this Enzo Fernandez? No. Nottingham Forest, Keylor Navas. But listen, I'm here. I'm here like Marcel said, I'm here watching teams making signings while my midfield is a bagel. I don't know what's going on for Liverpool. But you know what, Marcel? At least with Liverpool, right? Number one, you've won every trophy in the last 4 or 5 years. Right, so you're still riding a wave that we haven't been able to ride ever. Because we've never won the Champions League. You've also got one of the best managers in the world, although he's not performing like it. And you're also up for sale. And when you get taken over and get oil money, you'll be a totally different animal. So I know Liverpool fans in the short term, you're going through some pain. But I think long term, the garden will be rosy for Liverpool. Smoky settings, I'm just vexed because he's stinky off the ball. And like I said, man, you know, it's just interesting that we've given Elneny a new contract, nearly 31. Xhaka, nearly 31. Partey, nearly 30. And Jorginho, nearly 32. So we're going to have 4 centre mids who are 30 or over by, you know, the end of next season. Which is crazy. But then if they get maybe a Declan Rice It's interesting. I don't know. I don't know. Listen, for me now, transfers are done. After this stream, I'm not going to say much about transfers. Probably on tomorrow's show, we'll have a little review briefly of everything, what's happened, the players we've signed, some of the other big players who've moved. And that's probably about it. All we can do now, our focus has to be Brighton. Everton. Sorry, not Brighton. I've been so focused on Brighton and Caicedo. Our focus has to be Everton away on Saturday. Because let me tell you something. This weekend is a massive weekend for Arsenal Football Club. We play Everton on Saturday at 12:30 away from home. It's Sean Dyche's first game. 8 bricks and 8 concrete. We're going to be playing against him. And we know that brother just plays direct football. And it's going to be a difficult game. Well organised. If we win that game, we go 8 points clear of Man City on the same games. They go to Tottenham on Sunday. I think Tottenham away is a more difficult game for them than the Tottenham at home game. I would still expect City to win, but you never know. So it's a massive weekend for Arsenal Football Club to try and put more pressure on Manchester City. They've had a bit of a strange week as well with Cancelo leaving, which nobody expected. I don't know if anybody's seen today, but there was a rumour that Bernardo Silva could have been going to Barcelona, but Barcelona couldn't afford the deal. So there's clearly not totally... It's not completely a happy camp over there at Manchester City. Flying Dutchman said, I won't lie, it's been tough listening to you today, Big C. Jorginho will bring calmness with him to bring us over the line at the end of the season. All good, no panic. Listen, bro, it's fair enough. Fair enough. Like I said, don't expect everyone to agree. Time will tell. That's all we can say. Time will tell if this is the one or not. At the moment, I'm not convinced. Calmness is fine. Does he have the legs? Does he have the quality? Does he have the hunger? One thing that I felt with Willian is he seemed to not have the hunger. Once he came to us, it was like, I've achieved everything at Chelsea. Now I'm just chilling. I just hope we don't have that with this guy. Ultimately, the one thing that you would hope, Jorginho, I don't think has ever won the Premier League. So you would hope that that is the motivation for him at Arsenal, that, okay, I've never won the Prem and I've got a chance to win the Prem here. So we'll have to see. We will have to see on that one. But big up to you, bro. Jorginho will be decent. Trust Arteta. We have to trust the man. He fixed Granite. That's an unbelievable turnaround. That's true, to be fair. Noel said, Big C, Arsenal have proved they cannot negotiate big money players. Chelsea owner doesn't know much about football, but he knows how to negotiate. That man don't mess about. Gunnar Vettel breaking Enzo Fernandez. There is a concern that the transfer documents will not be registered ahead of tonight's deadline, says Duncan Castles. I mean, it hasn't been announced anywhere yet whether the paperwork has been put in for Enzo Fernandez. So that one might go right to the line with Chelsea. Surely, the man's flown in for a £105 million deal. Surely they don't miss out on this deal due to paperwork not being completed. That would be absolutely outrageous. Thoughts on Lokonga to Palace. Great move for him. Good manager as well, Vieira. I'm delighted with that. I just hope Caicedo's 10 brothers will be okay. Remember Richard Garlick, the negotiations guru. Garlick by name, Garlick by nature. That brother stinks out the place. Listen, I'm going to round up, people. Thank you very much. We've been live for an hour and 44 minutes. Transfer window has closed. We'll be back on tomorrow. Ziyech to PSG is about to collapse. Chelsea didn't send the documents in time. That is crazy. Listen, let's finish in a more positive way, right? Am I happy with what we did today? No. But ultimately, we have a better squad on the 31st of January than we had on the 1st. The window is closed. There's nothing we can do. We've got what we've got. We'll support these players. We've got a big game this Saturday against Everton. And I want to see these players lead us to a title. We've brought in a little bit of squad depth, a bit of leadership. And let's hope it can get us over the finish line. I still find it incredible that Jorginho is an Arsenal player. It looks like someone's photoshopped it, but all we can do is get behind it. As you said, I couldn't stand Granit Xhaka. Most of us couldn't. He's been vital to us this season. It's the biggest turnaround since Kylie Jenner or Bruce Jenner or whatever his or she name is now. Not sure. Kylie, I think. Anyway, if you can turn around Xhaka, you can turn around anyone. So Jorginho, kangaroo penalties all over the Emirates, people. Thank you very much for tuning in. Make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to subscribe to the Clips channel that is in the chat. It's pinned in the chat. I'll be back tomorrow with a roundup video. And Jorginho is an Arsenal player. Don't sound right, but listen, lead us to that title. See you soon, people. Bless.